Hello everyone, B.O.B. here, and I am finally back after a very long time with another Minecraft tutorial. And today we have a TNT tunnel bore machine, player controlled, so it only moves forward when you tell it to. And these are actually identical machines, just kind of chained together. We're launching snowballs from one machine to the next, so that way they can all fire off in a sequence, and you can dig these great big long trenches with them. And I'm using them to find plenty of diamonds. These are really easy to build. I mean, the most expensive part is the ancient debris, but everything else is pretty easy to acquire, and I can show you how to build it. Okay, now to build just one of these flying machines, you're going to need 5 ancient debris, 4 pistons, 1 sticky piston, 1 dispenser, must be a dispenser, not a dropper, 4 observers, 1 target block, 7 slime blocks, 3 honey blocks, and you got a little bit of wiggle room there. We'll talk about that when we get there. We'll need 1 stone wall of any type and 2 lighting blocks. These aren't exactly necessary, but it helps when you're down in the cave, you know, digging out a big tunnel. You want some sort of lights attached to your machine. And then for every additional machine you build in your sequence of flying machines, you're going to have to add an additional slime block and an additional dispenser to each, well, to the previous machine. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get there. Now, the dimensions of one of these machines is just 2 blocks wide, 4 blocks tall, but it's 17 blocks long, which is fine because you're digging a tunnel for it anyways. And whenever you start building them, you want to make sure this first ancient debris is at least 1 block away from whatever wall you're trying to destroy. So, I already got one in place. I'm going to go ahead and build as though I'm adding to it. We want 8 blocks in between each of these machines. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here on the 9th block, boom, we want our first piece of ancient debris. Now we can go ahead and build off of that. We're going to go ahead and place our other 4 pieces of ancient debris down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should have 5 in a row there. Next, we want a regular piston, and 1 block away from that ancient debris, we want to go ahead and place that piston facing towards it, and a observer feeding right into that piston. Now, right in front of that observer, we want to go ahead and place our 2 pieces of glowstone, or whatever lighting block you're using. You could use sea lanterns or whatever it may be, and your stone wall right there on top of the first one, 2 of your slime blocks right there on top of the back one, just like that. So next we're going to get our TNT dispenser in place. In order to do that, we're going to place a couple temporary blocks right on top of this. Break the second one from the top, and then have a dispenser facing right down into the top of this slime block here. We'll go ahead and break away this top slime block. We don't need that anymore. We're going to, coming backwards towards the back of the machine, we're going to have another honey block here on the side of this dispenser. 1 on the side of that honey block, and then another one right here. So you got a little L shape, but we're probably going to have to break this one away temporarily just so we can place the next block, which is an observer, because we want that firing right back into that same honey block. That's what's going to power our dispenser. Okay, next we're going to need a regular piston to push this machine. So we want this to actually point the other direction. I'm going to place a couple temporary blocks here and break away this one so I can have the piston firing back at that honey block. We'll break away this slime block so we can place our target block on the back of that and our sticky piston on the back of that target block, just like we have here. And I'm going to go ahead and use slime blocks to glue all that together. Oops, like that. Then we need 1 more slime block, 1 block away from this sticky piston. So I'm going to put that there as a temporary, break that away. A regular piston on the bottom of this slime block, right there. And then we need an observer coming off the side of this. I'm going to place a couple temporary blocks, break away the center one, point the observer there. We'll break that block away. Piston will fire, not a big deal. And next we just need 1 more slime block here and an observer right there facing back towards the front of your machine, and a regular piston on the back of that observer. And that is basically the whole thing. Now, in order to link them together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my extra slime block. I'm going to place this right here on the middle of my first one. You can see how these are perfectly aligned. And then I'm going to place a dispenser right here. Now, I'm going to fill this dispenser with snowballs or arrows or, well, I guess it's either snowballs or arrows, but it's going to launch, it's going to hit this target block. So whenever I use this target block and fire off the first machine, it's going to go ahead and send the next one with it. Okay, you see I've gone ahead and I've put some snowballs in this dispenser, and I got some in my inventory here, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw it at this first target block. And the machines fire in sequence. Now, there was no explosions because I didn't put TNT in there. Let me show you what happens when I do that. And just to show you, I'm loading this downward facing dispenser here. I'm going to go ahead and just place a half a stack in this one and a half a stack in this one. And then we go back to our first machine in our sequence, and we will throw another snowball at it. Boom, and yeah, you'll get a few pop marks in the ground. You'll get a lot less of that if you're, down in the deep slate or whatever. But that's it. That's the whole machine. There's no TNT dupers in Bedrock, so we're using, legit TNT. You got to grind for that gunpowder. And then, as far as the snowballs or arrows, I mean, snowballs are easy to come across. If you have any sort of mob farm that produces arrows, I'm sure you have a ton of them that you don't know what to do with. I like snowballs because it helps me keep track of how much TNT is in my dispensers. I just carry the same amount of snowballs with me, and then I know, you know what I mean? And plus, snowballs are really easy to accumulate a lot of. Okay, a few things, to be aware of or to look out for. One thing I would recommend is night vision potions. This is going to help you see any diamonds or whatever that might come across. Another thing, if you see lava pour out, whenever I ran my test, you've seen lava pour out of the wall, and I filled it all in with gravel. You're going to want to get rid of all that lava. It's going to make things a lot easier on you, especially since, you can wait and have the machine wait until you clear that up. Look at that water glitch. That's weird. All right, anyway, another thing is, well, you've seen that I cleared that gravel there. That probably wouldn't have been a problem, but if it ever lands on top of the ancient debris, like gravel falls down, you're going to want to get rid of that before you launch it off again, or else the TNT is going to get stuck there and blow up half of your machine. Low hanging tough. This stuff has a higher blast resistance than the deep slate. So every now and again, a low hanging piece is going to get in the way and obstruct your machine. And if you find one part of your machine, or a few sections or even one section of your machine is lagging behind, you can just go to that section, hit that target block instead of the first one in the sequence, and that should correct everything. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more diamond mining here. This is a great way to do it. I mean, I've accumulated a great bit of ores, and as you can see, this mine is absolutely insane. And well, yeah, there's more up here. So this machine's pretty handy. This trench is what happens if you build them too close together. Also, sometimes they break. So yeah, be aware of that. Well, everybody, that concludes the tutorial. If you even stuck around this long, well, I did want to say I'm hopefully making this my return back to YouTube. It's been a little while since my last upload. I've got a few things planned, and I've still been playing Minecraft, obviously. It's just been, I haven't really had the ability to record or anything like that, really. So I just got that ability back, and now I'm in a hole. And well, if you like this video, remember to hit that like button. And if you're interested in checking out that content that I got planned, go ahead and subscribe. There's already other videos on my channel. Thanks again, everybody. I wish you all a wonderful day.